Hello everyone, today I'm deciding to take a look at a game called Army of Ruin. This is the classic bullet heaven genre. I'm starting a fresh save. I have played this game a little bit before, but as you can see I have nothing unlocked, aside from the things you get at the very start. And what we're going to do is we're going to start up a run, and we're going to be playing through with the default wizard character and just seeing how this game goes. So this is the experience from brand new character starting off with no upgrades. And typically in these games, having no upgrades definitely makes things a little bit trickier when you're starting off, and the meta progression definitely allows you to do things you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. So I'm going to upgrade my default magic staff. It's pretty good. It lets me kind of control where the gems are going to drop for the most part. And as per usual in all these bullet heaven games, a priority is to get these experience gems as fast as possible. And the goal is to definitely outscale the waves. So I'm prioritizing experience, and as long as I can safely clear the things on the screen, I'm not too worried about what new weapons yet or my damage, because I'm definitely one-shotting everything, and that's all you need. I haven't played this game since the 1.0 update though, so I'm not really used to the changes, or I haven't really done any research, barely skimmed any patch notes. So there is a lot for me to uncover here, so I'm kind of excited for that. I do remember the gauntlets are pretty good. They have a bit of a cleave, and that lets you sort of shotgun things down. And as we're getting into this pack, I'm going to use my right click, which shoots out this wave. So this is a significant damage and cooldown increase, and we're really able to snipe with that. So I'm just going to prioritize that for right now, and the closer I can stand to the boss, the better, because those magic projectiles target the nearest enemy. So we are gaining another experience bonus, which is fantastic. We're taking unnecessary damage. And I don't really have any sustain or anything yet, so that is something to consider. I'm just going to prioritize the experience. Getting another weapon might be good, because I actually am having trouble clearing things super fast. There's some health up there I'm going to swing back around and grab once I level up again. I'm going to go for the attack size, because it is very good with the Necromancer Gauntlet. Just being able to hit as many things as possible. Okay, got a little bit of my health back, which is exactly what I need. Yeah, I'm going to prioritize getting that upgrade there. So you only get 4 rather, upgrades. So for right now, I do want to prioritize taking things that I know are going to be powerful. I'm just going to use that to get some clearing. Maximum health and speed is actually maybe not terrible. I don't love the volcanic orbs. Actually is not terrible either. I'm gonna go for volcanic orbs actually. Health and speed, I feel like that used to only be health, and so maybe was not as good. So they've potentially done some rebalancing to make it a little bit more appealing. We're gonna pick up Dragonheart just because that's a good passive, and I'm running out of passive slots, and I don't want to be in a situation where I'm forced to take a less desirable passive because I didn't take it earlier and I'm just missing out on it completely. Alright, once again my skills are ready. Money is going to be good for that, those meta progression upgrades. Just trying to position myself to take out as many enemies as possible. Seems like a good spot to use my ultimate. It does pierce. Do I just want flat speed? Speed in these games can be really good. Or do I want the health and speed? I mean, I don't want any of these other things, so I think I'm happy enough with taking the raw speed here. we're going to prioritize taking out these elite enemies. My other spells and abilities, this volcanic orbs, taking out the trash. Now we have some options. Oh, so there's, I see, there's sort of like I can take magic shot that does 3 shots with more bullet speed and some decent damage, 2 to 3 shots, or I can go 3 to 6 shots. Oh, this goes, oh sorry, no, I'm just getting all of this. Not a pick. I see, so it was upgraded to 3 and with more bullet speed and more damage, and then it was upgraded to 5. So this is maximum magic stat. So now we are just blasting. Okay, that seems really strong. I do want to upgrade some of my other weapons, so I can start. I need a little bit more AoE clear. I have really powerful single target damage, so yeah, this is going to be good. Getting the size up on the gauntlet just to kind of punch through with like the shotgun effect. It's definitely useful. And I'm not sure how long. If I remember correctly, I think we'll take shooting towards random enemy. That's fine. Yeah, more kind of shotgun style. It looks like we're just about halfway, so I think these earlier runs aren't super long, which is kind of nice. And then as you unlock more abilities and more combos, the game gets more complicated. So there is a little bit of a progression system and all the different levels that you eventually unlock. I do remember this game feeling pretty good in terms of going from run to run and getting more powerful and being able to push yourself to new challenges, which is always good with this kind of game. But this is absolutely the perfect kind of morning coffee game where generally you can play with coffee in your right hand and just take your hand off the mouse and wander around, and that's a lot of fun. So I'm going to continue sort of my shotgun approach here. The speed is absolutely critical right now, I'm finding, because I'm killing things so fast. I need to be able to run and pick up all these drops, and all that XP on the ground is just being wasted. Getting some pickup range would be nice. This magic absolutely melts. And we get boots, and we get volcanic orb upgrades. So there we go. This already feels like it's in the bag, even though we're just at the halfway point, and I know I've capped out the damage on my magic wand, aside from getting the Dragonheart upgrade. So it is potentially, the enemies are going to start scaling more than I am, but I still have a few upgrades left to go. I'm now just going to prioritize getting some damage, obviously upgrading the experience scroll as much as possible, and just trying to avoid as much damage while still getting in there and ensuring that I grab all that experience, because that is going to make sure that I get the upgrades, which is going to help me kill things faster, which is going to help me level faster, which is going to help me kill things faster, etc., etc. So I do remember also there's a point to exploring, but I don't know if it's quite unlocked yet. I don't know if it's tied to the tiers of the level, and since this is, like, a basic tier, I don't know if the special enemies are there or the special pickups are there. Just using my right click to do an extra clearing. I suppose that does limit the ability to make this a coffee game, is every once in a while you want to press that button. But nonetheless, especially early on, these games tend to be very relaxing and chill, and then slowly wrapping it up, and eventually things get a little spicy. But we are doing a good job of just clearing out these bats, and there's always in these games, I find, certain waves where experience comes fast and furious, and these bats seem to be dropping things relatively consistently, and they die very quickly, which means to me this is a wave where I want to sort of prioritize getting these kills, so using my AoE there, killing that wave that swings by. Let's go for some attack size. Just hitting as many things as possible with my attacks would be nice. And then really trying to move between where these packs are spawning so I can take advantage of getting all this tasty experience. Let's just go general damage. I'm not a super fan of the roots, specifically because I don't get to control where they go, and having that randomness is is not always great, 'cause sometimes they're just going to shoot off in a direction that you can't influence, whereas the orbs are great because you can kind of just wander around and ensure they hit the target you want. The magic default magic spell is great, the staff, because it just shoots the nearest target. Same with the necromancer gauntlets. You have a little bit more control, and so you can kind of clear a path just by getting close to where you want to go. Whereas those random stupid roots just shoot off wherever they feel like it. I am noticing these tanky skeletons are a little tanky. Fortunately, I am still chunking through them with my magic staff, and this elite goes down quickly, gives me some watermelon. So we have maybe, this goes to like maybe 12 minutes, something like that. And I think that's a good pace for the first level. I should be able to clear through this without dying. I've played the game enough, and I've played this genre of game enough to be fairly comfortable in my strategy, and I appreciate that this game sort of allows you to be successful. I've played some bullet heavens where generally the expectation is you're going to die regardless of your strategy or your play, because they want you to get that medic progression, and I'm not a huge fan of that design. I prefer this style where, you know, as long as you're playing intelligently and you're avoiding damage and making the right decisions, you can win most runs. I think I do appreciate that. So on the flip side, there is something to be said about having that sort of sense of progression, whereas sometimes these kind of games maybe feel a little bit like solved. You can just kind of employ the correct strategy and win most of the time, but I do like the different challenge modes in Army of Ruin, which point out like you can really increase the difficulty, and various mob types and environments are really cool. I remember there being sort of like a goblin area and a like kind of workshop with like mechs and stuff. So there's a lot of cool different environments, and they all have different tiers of difficulty as well. So even this graveyard here eventually has some interesting things going on, and you're kind of balancing between hunting elites and farming experience. And anytime a game gives you interesting decisions is good in my books, and I sort of define a game by how it offers interesting options to the players, which is why I love games like RimWorld, which has tons of fun options, and games like even like Dark and Darker has a lot of really cool small decisions you have to make constantly. So yeah, my kind of game. And yeah, this boss, okay, 10 minutes was the first level. We spawned the boss. There's something there for me to grab. I didn't quite get it, but easy enough. And I like this as well. You see kind of the scope of the entire map, and it shows you where you've traveled. So I stayed fairly close to home. I did a bunch of the challenges. I got most of my weapons to level 5, which is going to give me some unlocks. It's going to tell me which did the best. So obviously my magic staff did a lot of work there, which makes sense. The orbs also doing more, considering I felt like I was playing around the gauntlets, and I was a little bit surprised that this actually did not too bad. But all in all, yeah, a great run. So I can hit continue here, and it's going to show me some things that I've unlocked. So I can increase the game speed. I have a new character. I have, I don't know, magic staff. I guess this is a drop now that I can get on other characters. And exploration prize. Okay. So if you maybe, I don't know, lots of cool things happening. So throwing axe, magic needle, lots of cool stuff, lots of things to unlock. It's definitely a fun game in that regard, and highly recommended if you're into the bullet heaven genre. This is a great version. It feels very finished. It looks fun. Perfect for that morning coffee game or lunch break game, when if you're just looking for something to relax. And yeah, if this does well and people like it, I might do a few more of this. Maybe we'll keep this account as sort of a progression account and we'll kind of unlock everything together. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.